She's a fashion blogger, model, and entrepreneur.
She's amazing.
The latest tips on fashion, beauty, wellness, travel, and her lifestyle. And now, here's the founder and creator of Not Basic Blonde, Olasha.
Hi, Courtney. So glad to have you on my podcast. How are you today?
I am good, thank you. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you. And of course, we would love to. You launched such an incredible brand, and it's very popular. We would love to know your journey, entrepreneurship journey. How did you start, and what inspired you to create the brand?
Thank you for asking. I love talking about my entrepreneur journey. I have been an entrepreneur now really since 2011, 2012. It all started when my business partner Stephanie and I decided to start a social media agency called Socialfly. And we started this really because we wanted to have a career in social media. Both Stephanie and I are very hardworking people. We both worked in corporate America after graduating from college. I went to NYU, she went to Cornell. And after I graduated, I realized that I'm a really hard worker and I was spending a lot of my time working. And I wanted to wake up and really enjoy what I was doing each day. So at the time, me being in my early 20s, I was really passionate about social media, and it was still very much in its infancy. What social media is today is very different than what it was back when I was in college and back when we started Socialfly in 2012. So our entrepreneurial journey really started when we decided to take a leap of faith, quit our corporate jobs, and focus on our digital marketing agency full time. And we quit our jobs on May 4th of 2012. And and we're still having a really great time being entrepreneurs. It's definitely a lot of hard work and has come with a lot of big learning lessons. But the entrepreneur journey has really taken us to where we are today, which is now both Stephanie and I are focused on Entreprenista. Entreprenista started as a podcast in 2018, and it's focused on interviewing very successful women founders. And in 2020, we decided to morph the podcast into what Entreprenista is today, which is a private membership community and media company. So Entreprenista is a website, entreprenista.com. We have our newsletter, we have our podcast, our socials. We do a big event every year called Founders Weekend. Next year, it'll be at the PGA Resort at the Palm Beach Gardens. And then it's a private membership community of over 2,700 entrepreneurs.
What kind of entrepreneurs do you guys have in your community, and how can you become a member?
Thanks for asking. So you can become a member by going to our website and clicking on the membership section. And our membership is really available to all women entrepreneurs. And our members, a lot of them are early stage businesses, but we have members at all stages of business. So Entreprenista League, which is our core membership, has a lot of value and things that we wish we had in all in one place during our entrepreneurship journey of scaling businesses. So what our members get is they'll get access to a private community where they can interact with other founders and really ask any type of question to the community, and you're going to get a response. Everyone in the community genuinely wants to help each other. And then also you get access to discounts to our favorite tools and solutions, which you can find on our website in the Entreprenista approved section. You'll also get access to experts, and you can ask them anything as we host office hours regularly. There's a lot of digital events. Our members are also meeting in person. And then we have some other tiers of membership if our members want more of a mastermind, or they want more visibility for their personal brand and to be positioned as thought leaders, or if they want more leads to their business. We have different solutions for them for that.
Oh, I love it. Such a great concept you guys created.
Thank you. Thank you.
What gap in the market did you see when Entreprenista aims to fill? And how did you go about addressing it?
Yeah, so when Stephanie and I first started our business, we joined a lot of different networking groups and entrepreneur groups, and we learned something different at each of them. So one group taught us how to network and drive leads. Another group taught us how to scale our business to over 1 million. Another group taught us how to be CEOs. And then other groups put us in rooms with really successful founders. And when we started the podcast, what happened was women were reaching out to us organically, trying to pick our brain, take us to coffee, and ask us how we did it. And we couldn't go out to coffee with every single person because we had to run a business. So what we decided to do when the pandemic hit and we saw that women were leaving the workforce at such a rapid pace, we decided to create a solution of everything that we wish we had when we were scaling our businesses and put it all in one place to help women entrepreneurs scale a lot faster. And what we're finding is that there's close to 14 million women entrepreneurs in the US. And there's a very low percentage of them that have are able to raise money, less than 2%. And then there's, I forget the exact percentage, but the percentage of women that have scaled their businesses to over 1 million is also very low. So our problem that we're solving is we want to give women the tools, resources, solutions, and network to grow their businesses faster.
Oh, I really love that. What do you think the main problem women have? Because, of course, being an entrepreneur and compete, not really compete, but still, it's kind of you competing with men and others that are have more strengths sometimes. And what do you think the main problem like women have?
Yeah, there's several. So one is that women have really, unique challenges in what they need. A lot of women, especially if they've decided to have children, need more flexibility. And a lot of times corporate America isn't really designed to support, what the responsibilities are at home. So that's one problem that entrepreneurship solves. And then I would say more importantly, it's when you look at what's available to really everyone, when you join a lot of these entrepreneurship communities, it is predominantly men. And that is definitely not a bad thing, but not a lot of women have the confidence to step into these rooms being the only woman in the room. So what we wanted to do is bring like-minded women together to come together and strategize on how to all help each other grow their businesses faster. And then the other problem too is access to capital. So a lot of times we don't have the education around all the different forms of capital and ways to fund your business. It's not all only coming from raising money. It could come from loans. It could come from various other sources. So what we are trying to do is give women the education on different options of how they can grow and scale their business and solutions from people that are steps ahead of them and what has worked for them.
And that's incredible that you guys actually help because male-dominated industry can be sometimes intimidating for women.
Yes,
And
yes.
you kind of you solve this problem. What were the biggest challenges in your entrepreneurship journey and how did you overcome them?
There's been so many challenges in my entrepreneurship journey, and I would say as an entrepreneur, you have to be really resilient, and you have to be the type of person that doesn't um, doesn't get, doesn't fumble or get crushed when something bad happens or you face a challenge. You just always have to have the mindset that everything is figure outable and you can just work through it. But it is really hard. I think in the early days, the challenges were I was a first time entrepreneur, so I didn't really know what I was doing, and I was learning all along the way, and everything felt like a big challenge. Now doing it a second time, I definitely know I definitely have a lot of learning experiences that I can draw from. And I remember one challenge we had in the early days was the name of our business wasn't trademarked, so we actually had to rename our business. So that's something that we tell all entrepreneurs is that when you're starting out and you have decided to go all in on your business and you're investing time and resources into it, you want to make sure that you have the trademark for your name. That way, no one can send you a cease and desist letter, and it could get really costly down the road if you have to change your name. So we always advise entrepreneurs to do that ahead of time. Another thing that I advise entrepreneurs is to do your due diligence on really any partner you take on, any vendor you work with, any agency. You definitely have to trust your gut when it comes to taking on, new partnerships, employees, anyone that you work with. You want to make sure you're surrounding yourself with great people who have the same vision as you.
I love all of this. And of course, many women starting businesses and they don't even know if it's gonna get really huge. And most of the time, their brands get huge, and then you encounter that problem, like you said, the copyright and of course trademark. So when I started my brand, I didn't even think where it's gonna go or what it's gonna be, but I did think about trademark. So I did that right away because that gives you peace of mind that it's yours and nobody will take your name.
Exactly. It's so important. And we have a lot of trademark attorneys in Entreprenista, and they're helping our members make sure that their IP and their names are all protected.
That's incredible that you guys cover that part as well. How does Entreprenista foster a sense of community and why do you think it's important?
It's so important. So we naturally built a community, Stephanie and I, as we were growing our businesses. And what had surprised me in the early days of entrepreneurship is how willing other entrepreneurs, even really successful entrepreneurs, are willing to help each other. You think a lot of times that people are going to be really competitive and keep things close to the chest. But the reality is that business owners tend to like to help other business owners. And the mindset that we have in Entreprenista is that there's enough business to go around for everyone. So even if you are in Entreprenista and there's other people in Entreprenista that do what you do, it's likely that they have a different niche or a different way of doing it, and things that can be more complementary than competitive, or you can trade notes and help each other. One of our best mentors that Stephanie and I ever had actually had a competitive business to us, and we have figured out ways to work together. So what's important to us at Entreprenista to foster this collaboration is we're very, very clear with what our values are at Entreprenista. And it's very important that the members come in, embrace those values. And we have a whole set of community guidelines that everyone needs to follow to ensure that we're curating really the best experience for our members. So we're very, very value driven, and everyone we hire also has to embody those values of collaboration and support and cheering each other on.
I love it. That's amazing. What advice do you have for aspiring entrepreneurs who are like very hesitant to take a leap of faith to start a business?
I find that a lot of people have entrepreneurial desires, but don't take that leap of faith. And the reality is that no one has it all figured out on day one. We're all figuring it out as we go, and you can plan and plan and plan, and you absolutely should. But the reality is, entrepreneurship is filled with unexpected twists and turns. And to be a really great entrepreneur, you have to be very focused and also have the ability to be agile and figure out solutions as problems are being thrown at you. So we always recommend to early entrepreneurs that you just start. If you have this idea that you can't get out of your head, the only way for you to figure out if you're going to be able to scale it or make it happen is if you just start and join communities that can give you the support that you need and answer the questions that you have.
So true. I always said that myself as well. Everyone asks me, how do you start? Yes, you just start because no one ever knows anything on day one. And it's so hard. It seems very hard when you start. But once you start it, it kind of keeps the ball rolling and you learn in the process and you succeed afterwards.
Exactly. Becomes second nature over time. And
Yeah,
then
true.
slowly you don't know anything but entrepreneurship.
Yeah. Can you share the story from Entreprenista, which was the success story and it kind of resonates with you the most?
So what I love about what we've built with Entreprenista is that our members are collaborating every single day. And it's so nice to see when people are sharing the things that they've been able to accomplish through the interactions and resources that we've given them through Entreprenista. So as an example, we had a founder that was able to raise over $1 million in funding through an introduction from Entreprenista. We have founders who are able to grow their business and increase revenue by six figures within months of joining Entreprenista. We have entrepreneurs collaborating to get on each other's podcasts. We have a lot of examples like that. And a lot of times it gets posted on LinkedIn or on other social media platforms, and it's always so rewarding to see.
That's incredible. I love that. Can you share your transformative moment that shaped your entrepreneurship journey?
That is an excellent question. And I've been on a lot of podcasts, and I don't think that anyone has ever asked me that question. And I don't think it was maybe the moment that really changed everything for me was quitting my corporate job. Had I not done that, I don't know what path I would be on right now. I would probably still be working in corporate America, which there's definitely nothing wrong with that. But taking that step really changed the trajectory of my life and led me down the path of entrepreneurship. And through that path, there have been tons of highlights and then, tons of challenges as well. Some of the highlights were writing a book called Like, Love, Follow. Another big highlight was the event that we had last year that we call Founders Weekend. It was in Orlando. And I know I mentioned before, next year it'll be in Palm Beach. But that was a huge pinch me moment, selling a business as well. Some of the clients that we were able to sign in the early days were all pinch me moments, especially when they were household names. So there have been so many exciting times, but I would say the the biggest moment was deciding to believe in myself and take that leap of faith and quit my job.
I've done the same. I was in corporate America for a few years and then I finished my project. I mean, I told this story on my podcast previously, but just to share it with you as well.
Yes, please.
And yeah, I finished my project before deadline, and it kind of put everyone out of work because we got laid off. And after that, I applied for over 3,000 jobs, and I have a brilliant resume, a lot of experience, and I had many interviews, but I didn't get a job because deep down I hated it. I didn't want it. I knew it's not my passion, so that's how I started my brand.
I
After,
love that.
because yeah, I started a brand not knowing what I was doing. Like I started with a blog and then Instagram, and then I started being consistent, very consistent, like posting 3 times a day, and then brands start reaching out. And then, of course, a podcast came later, but it all piled up in a huge brand.
Yeah, and there you go. Sometimes you just have to trust the flow, and if things aren't working out, it's redirection to what you're ultimately meant to do.
So true. I learned it hard way because I still thought maybe I should get like not, it was not even my calling. It was just everyone saying to you, oh, you should have a real job. Not really. Nobody says you have to. You can do whatever you want to do and you dream about. And if you feel your calling, that's what you should do.
For sure. With Socialfly, it really started as a passion, and Stephanie and I following our passion of helping businesses with their social media. And Entreprenista is the same thing. We feel really called to share everything that we've learned about entrepreneurship with this community that has organically been built through our podcast.
Amazing. How do you think emerging technologies are transforming the landscape for women entrepreneurs today? And how is Entreprenista adapting to these changes?
Another really great question. What being in the world of social media has taught me over the last 13 years is that the only constant is change in all facets of life, really. And what it taught me is that you have to be really adaptable. And what we've seen over the past 2 years with AI is that things are changing really, really rapidly. And it can actually be really overwhelming to a lot of people, especially if you are an entrepreneur who has been running a business for a while and all of a sudden now the world is changing and you need to figure out how to leverage these AI tools and changing technologies into your business. But it also creates a new area of opportunity for people that may have felt that the barrier to entry to entrepreneurship was so high. It's actually made things a lot easier and faster to create content, build out workflows, build out SOPs. It's been a real game changer. And my advice to up and coming entrepreneurs or veteran entrepreneurs is that we all have to go and learn all of these changing technologies and see how we can leverage them to make our businesses more efficient.
So true. And I love that we have so many tools now because when I was starting, there were not any
Yeah,
tools. Now, like you have ChatGPT, you have all the kinds of AI.
exactly. I'm like, how did I used to write my own emails? Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. I
And blog posts and all of that. Also, what do you think are the best strategies to be successful in social media world besides the technology? How can you grow your social media?
It really depends on what your ultimate goal is. So if your goal is to have a presence on social and be reaching your target audience, the first step is to really understand who is it that you're looking to reach, what actions do you want them to take, and what type of content will be valuable for you to produce and what unique approach will you have to creating that content for you to resonate with them. Those are the questions I always advise people to ask when they've decided that they want to use social media as a form, as a channel to reach their customer, is really think about who their customer is and what channels they're spending it on. And yeah, you with content, there's lots and lots and lots of content being posted every day. So you want your content to stand out. So you really need to do that exercise of thinking about what is your unique messaging and your unique offering that's going to set you apart from everyone else and going to make people want to follow you and consume your content.
Such a great advice.
Thank you.
And where can our listeners find you, like social handles, your information, how they can sign up to Entreprenista?
Yeah, so on Entreprenista, you can find us at entreprenista.com. And there on that homepage, you'll get access to all of our articles and all of our content and resources. And then if you click on the membership section, you will see how you can access our community and get to be a part of our membership. And then you can follow us on basically virtually any platform. We're very active on LinkedIn and Instagram at Entreprenistas. And then me personally, you can find me on LinkedIn or on Instagram at Courtney Spritzer.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Courtney, for being my guest. Thank you for sharing your wisdom.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.